Hi everyone, I'm Renee and welcome to my channel. Recently I've posted 2 different videos using these Russian piping tips, and I have had a lot of questions about the different kinds of buttercreams you can use, so today we'll try a couple different ones out. This first one is the American Buttercream, and this is what I've used in the past with both of my other videos. And for this one I'm just using this rose petal tip, and it works very well. This is just our baseline because I've used it in the past and I knew that it would work out. As you can see, you can get nice defined petals, a nice flower shape, and you can get some good height on this rosebud. I should note that the American Buttercream that you use should be a fairly stiff consistency, similar to what you would use if you were making a traditional piped buttercream rose. If the buttercream is too soft, you'll end up with just blobs and it won't work. So that is the stiff American Buttercream, and next we'll see how this works out with a Meringue Buttercream. This is my Swiss Meringue Buttercream. I have a recipe on YouTube and I'll have a link below. I imagine it would work the same with Italian meringue. And I'm using a tulip tip to test this one out. And as you can see, I was happily surprised to see that it works really well. As you can see, you get some good height and nice definition in the petals with this one as well. And if you have a little oops, like I do here, and again here, you can just lift it off. Now it's important that if you have a little mistake like that, usually there's some buttercream globbed on the tip, so you just need to clean it off and go again and you'll be all set. Now you do have to make sure that your Swiss meringue buttercream or Italian meringue buttercream is not too soft. I know that sometimes when I first make it, it can be a little on the soft side, so if I let it sit even at room temperature just for a little bit, it will thicken up, or you might want to pop it in the fridge to chill it. But as long as you have a nice well-made buttercream, it should work. Now this next one is a hybrid. I mixed up my American Buttercream with the Swiss Meringue Buttercream to see how that would work out. It works well. It's kind of a softer consistency, and I couldn't get the petals or the flowers to be as tall as with either of the other two, but I have a suspicion that it might just be the tip and the tip shape. So I'm going to finish off this cupcake just to show you that this buttercream works well, and then I'm going to do a little comparison with using the same tip and the different buttercreams, just to kind of test my theory that it has more to do with the tip you're using than the buttercream you're using, as far as how tall you can make the flower. So here is my comparison using the same tip for all 3 buttercreams. This is to test out my theory that it has more to do with the tip than the buttercream as far as how tall you can make a flower. I'm going to start with the Swiss Meringue Buttercream because I'm going to use the tulip tip, and as you can see, you can get a nice good height on that. Here it is with the same tip with the American style buttercream, and I did get an accidental little wriggle at the beginning, but as you can see, it still makes a nice tall flower. And here's the hybrid, and as you can see here, all 3 are approximately the same height. I do feel like the Swiss Meringue Buttercream gave you a cleaner edge to the petal, but I think all 3 of them work very nicely, and I feel like my theory is correct that the different flower tips will give you a different height flower, and you shouldn't expect all of them to be this tall. I feel like the roses, especially in some of the tips with a lot more petals, work better if they are a shorter flower. Every time I use my Russian tips, I'm always so impressed by how easy and quick they are and how pretty the end result is. I'm sure I'll be using these more and more often just because it's such a pretty presentation. I want to show you one last thing and share a final tip. This is just a Swiss meringue. It's been commented a couple of times that I should try using just an egg white meringue. But as you can see, it just does not work. It just blobs together. And I thought it might be a fluke, so I wanted to try it again on a new cupcake, and it just does not work. So my final tip is that a sticky or soft consistency icing will not work. I would not suggest cream cheese icing or a soft fudge icing. It really should be thick because these soft ones just don't work. I hope you liked this video and that you found some useful information when trying to decide what kind of icing to use with your Russian tips. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll have links to the other videos I've done using these Russian tips in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos.